the launch start is going to be absolutely crucial here for all of these drivers, and not getting away to a false start and then copping like a 5-second penalty that could ruin the race day, ruin your results. So this is the nervous time for all the drivers. This is the time where they've really got to be switched on and focused and make sure they get the best out of these cars and get off to a good, fast start. Not that easy, and it's not that easier said than done, the old classic cliche.
I'm not sure what Novalek is doing, but it looks like he's taken up position at the back of the grid, so maybe the team have told him to do that. Or, well, I guess they would have done, in fact, if he'd done that and the team hadn't told him.
Okay, red lights are on, ready for racing. Castrol Racing Series, race number 3 for the weekend. Lady Wigram Trophy race, and the two teammates side by side in the battle of pole. Armstrong down the outside, can he take the lead into turn 1?
Yes, he can. Now, Schwartzman just bogged down a little bit, just on the line, just for a split second. That was enough for Marcus to get ahead of him, I think.
All safely through around the first corner. Now we're racing towards Icon turn 2, the infamous pothole. And a car on the grid, and someone's just bogged down, so will we get a safety car before we even finish the first lap? We will.
Reed Harker.
Yeah, it looks like Reed Harker is sitting there.
So real drama.
Safety car lights out. I mean in.
So it's Reed Harker who's down on the grid, of course, runner-up in the Toyota 86 Series last year, one of the rookies in the TRS Championship this year.
Got the slave battery plugged in the end now, and the engineer's out there with him tell him to go through a restart sequence. But has he lost it completely? No, it's not working for him.
Oh, gee.
No, he stalled. So there's obviously a problem now with his clutch, I would imagine. He's got the engine going.
Real frustration.
If he can get going before they get past him, he'll
be able to rejoin the field.
Chance. No, it doesn't look like he's going to now.
It's funny how we talked about the start being absolutely crucial. For 12 of them, it was good. Real disappointment for Reed Harker.
Indeed, it is.
How would you feel, Nick?
Of course, you'll be gutted. I hope he can get restarted and at least get out there and get the experience.
I suppose that's the key thing. What did I do? I mean, what do I do? I mean, how do you keep calm in that sort of? Because obviously everything's like something into panic mode almost, isn't it?
It doesn't look like it's going to start. They're having to push him off the grid at the moment and probably try and get it started off the grid. Maybe they're just going to. No, they're going to push it backwards off the grid.
So, disappointment for number 4, Reed Harker out of Auckland. One of the 5 Kiwis in the field. Of course, they've all been through the Elite Motorsport Academy, but even that won't prepare you for this.
No, it's a frustrating time now. So all he's got to, presumably they can get the engine going at some time or another, or cure whatever problem there is with the clutch or whatever, sometime or another, just to get him to complete the lap. He needs racing miles. That's as simple as that. He probably wasn't going to win the race from that far back on the grid anyway, so he just needs to do lap after lap after lap now, so if they can get it going.
If they can get it going, he'll be able to rejoin from that position?
I don't see any reason why not, but he's been assisted now by the marshals and all that sort of thing, so there could easily be a regulation that stops him getting in there. It doesn't look like the slave battery's going in again. So, yeah, we'll have to see.
Yeah, the race has started now, so for him to be restarted is not so normal.
So what's going to be the start procedure now? They'll all line up behind the safety car, and now it's going to be Armstrong to control the restart.
Let's get that one to Bob. What's the regulation?
Well, you can do what they're doing at the moment. You can wiggle all over the road while the safety car lights are on. As soon as those safety car lights go off, which will be at some point around, I don't know, before the last turn anyway, safety car lights off, then they all have to get in a line. There is no more weaving on the road. Anybody that weaves out a line will be penalised, so you've got to just stick in behind the car in front. The car in front then controls the speed without deliberate acceleration or deceleration. He can gently increase the speed. You can't suddenly rush forwards and then slow down again. And once the race is called a go, then you go.
So I'm just more thinking about from Marcus Armstrong's point of view, it won't be like a resetting of the grid, so you're got to go back again and go through that whole procedure.
No,
we're just doing the old rolling start.
Oh, yeah,
I'm
absolutely.
in control, baby.
Now, Reid has got going, and he's joining the race from that side of the road.
That's good.
So,
That's great.
well, yeah, if he's allowed to do that, that's good, because once again, miles is what he needs.
But I suppose even if he's DNF'd anyway, if he spends 20 laps going around racing, it's going to be better than just sitting there.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. It doesn't matter. Now he turns it into his own test session.
Yeah.
Simple as that. So the safety car lights are still on.
So there's always a win-win in these sort of situations. So they've got a bit of heat into those tyres now. They've done almost 2 laps. Now we're going to be into an 18-lapper.
Yeah, and you're going to see a bit of a fraught battle going into turn 1. There's going to be an awful lot of ducking and weaving outside of the racing line to try and get underneath people. And as Nick, I think, said earlier on in race 1 of today, race 2 of the weekend, safety cars breed safety cars. So there's going to be a bit of heroics going on out there, I think.
And we'll try and get Hayden Cook to find out from the team exactly what the problem was for Reid Harker.
Safety car lights are out. Now Marcus Armstrong has control of the field. So everybody is now in a line. No more weaving. Once the safety car is out of the way, in the pit lane, and the lights change, they'll be told the race is on, and the race will be on. Simple as that.
So it's all about the regrouping now. And it's all about the guys that are second, third and fourth to make sure they don't lose contact with the leader. Of course, Marcus Armstrong is going to be controlling the restart. We have the green lights are on, so it's up to Marcus now. And they're all in a nice bunch, nice line, nice little pace.
And he's gone. Now he's going. He's trying to catch a lot of people out going into the corner, and he's got a good run onto the straight, and he's made 1-2 car lengths already. Good restart for him. For sure underneath Schwartzman though.
Armstrong down to turn 1 once again from the restart. For sure making the move.
Oh, he's not done it. Yes, he's done it. No, he hasn't. Yes, he has. I don't know.
Late and hard under brakes and whipping through, and looks like he's nailed second spot from the restart from Schwartzman.
Yes, he has.
So the man who currently provisionally leads the series, and of course Armstrong is currently second. So
look at Brendan Leach coming underneath James Poole there. Brendan Leach is getting past Poole, but Poole now has the road for the right-hand turn coming up. So no, that's not a successful move by Brendan.
one of them just whipping out from being under attack from James Poole, Schwartzman. So Leach is still up into the top 5. So great sight as they whip through around the infield in racing mode. Not just cruising at the moment. And it's still Armstrong, for sure, Schwartzman, Poole, Leach. Now Lacey's made a good start. He's jumped up a couple of spots along with Cameron Das, Juan Manuel Correa, Novalak's had a shocker, Yardley, Cockett and Ming, and then Reid Harker. How's he going in? Where's Reid Harker?
I think he may have pulled off the track and pulled into the pits. I can't see him anywhere on the track.
We'll just double check that, keep our eye on that as well.
Taylor Cockerton at the back of the pack as well. I'm not sure where he started, but was he that far back? Maybe he had a problem.
Something's happened there, hasn't it?
Yeah.
So it's still Marcus Armstrong who's out in front. He's done a 120.8 on that lap. Richard Verschure second, 120.9. Schwartzman's third, 121.6. Then it's Poole, Leach, Lacey, Das, Correa, Novalak, Yardley, Ming, Cockerton and Harker, according to the scoreboard and the timing board. But there is no Harker car by the look of it.
Can't see him in the pack anyway, so our view of the entry of the pit lane is blocked a little bit, so we can't see if he's come in or not.
Hayden Cook will be going along pit lane, seeing if he is there or what's happened to him, what's the latest update. But at the moment, as far as the New Zealand fans are concerned and the Canterbury race fans are concerned, here live at Mike Pirro Motorsport Park, it's the local star, one of the front contenders for the title this year, Marcus Armstrong. He's doing exactly what he needs to do to give himself the best chance of taking victory in the Lady Wigram Trophy race out in front, like he did in race 2. Armstrong, for sure, Schwartzman. Reid Harker's in there. Going well. He's still
Parker
out
is
there
there in
racing.
the queue, guys. He's third car from the rear.
Yep, he's still out there and going well, Reed Harker, so that's really cool.
I've got to apologise to him. Brendan Leach is having a go. James Poole again around the outside. He's trying to stick the car in the right position, but James Poole's a bit canny for that. He's been driving in Formula 3 in Europe and knows where those moves come from, so he's shut Brendan down straight away. But Brendan's still right under his gearbox.
So you've got guys who've been racing in the US Formula 4 Championship. You've got guys racing around Europe like Armstrong, part of that Ferrari Academy, winner of the Italian Formula 4 and then runner-up in the German Formula 4. So it's teammate of Schwartzman as well. You've got Verschure out there as well. You've got guys who've won Formula 4 in the States. So plenty of young talent coming through the various grades and 5 Kiwis out there in the field. So all there giving the best shot at the moment. Down onto the inside under braking is 28, and that is
Cameron
Duss, one of the winner of the US Formula 4 title. So Parker's out there and going well and putting pressure behind Ryan Yardley, number 5 in the blue car.
A little lock up.
Guys, James Poole is one of the drivers in the field with new tyres on for this race as well. Brendan Leach had near new tyres, and the other guys to watch out for are Juan Manuel Correa and Charles Malaysia. Everyone else was using a set of roaded slicks, or albeit with various signs of wear.
The tactics. Nick, would you have started this race on new tyres, if you could?
If I could, I'd always use new tyres for Lady Wigram Trophy race. It depends what they've had earlier in the weekend, and obviously with qualifying being mixed conditions, how many guys use there.
So you could have used your new tyres to get a better grid position for the race, and then worry about the race itself when whatever tyres you've got left.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Fastest guys out on the track at the moment, Marcus Armstrong on 119.5. And the 2 second place guys for Sure and Schwartzman doing 119.7s and 119.8 for Korea back in 7th. The rest of the field all now doing the 119s, 119.2 for Armstrong. So definitely starting to get some heat into those tyres and the speed picking up. But only a split second separating the team, but he's doing a good job out in front at the moment, number 9, Marcus Armstrong.
He's putting in fast lap after fast lap, isn't he? He's trying to bring the gap between him and second, so that he really doesn't have to worry too much about them.
So we've had 7 laps so far and no one's busted a right rear arm. No one's had any problems going around turn 2 at the moment, ICOM turn 2. So obviously the tactics of the team, the strategies, the issues they had in the second race have been dealt to. So tactically the driver's doing the business out there at the moment, Nick.
Yeah, obviously everyone's keeping off that curb, but I'm pretty impressed with Marcus. You know, he's got a very, mature head on his shoulders, and his drive this morning, he controlled that race. He's doing the same again here, and I think he'd be very confident out in front.
James Poole kicked up a whole bunch of dirt and dust and sand then. He must have just dropped a wheel over that curve.
Smooth and fast, as they say in motor racing, from a driver's point of view, to get out in front, stay in front, make it boring, make it a procession. But when you've got a New Zealand guy from Canterbury leading the Lady Wigram Trophy race, that's pretty exciting, actually. A good boring race is great to watch. From a purely biased red and black one-eyed point of view, which is, you know, what they do down here.
I'm not sure you can call going around here at breakneck speed as fast as you possibly can and being chased by a whole bunch of other cars boring.
Totally, I totally agree.
Off to the coffee shop.
You and your coffee shop.
And Brendan Leach, he's far from boring. He's having a look down the inside. Can he make it stick as they come out of the hairpin? But
Paul just gets more traction out of
he's done the crossover.
Wonder, that's a good move if it works. He's going to be on the outside going around here, but if he can stay there, he's going to put Paul in a bad position.
No, he
couldn't.
But he's one of those guys who'll give it a go, won't he, Brendan?
He will. He's a tough, nuggety little driver, and he will give it a go if it's there in front of him. I should think he's feeling a bit, what's the word, hot under the collar after his 2 not very good races so far in this series. He needs to make an impression. He needs to get some points.
This is a very different Brendan Leach to what we've seen so far this weekend.
It is. But now he's come under pressure as well from Charles Milesi. looks like behind him.
119.005 for Armstrong, 119.2. Schwartzman, 119.05 as well. That's the sort of race pace to put him on pole. The rest doing around about 119.678. So certainly picking up that speed, but you've got to say that Armstrong's still nicely in the groove. And he sounded very relaxed after winning race 2 this morning. Very assured, very disciplined performance, I thought.
Yeah, with some satisfaction that you won it as well. I'm just looking at the battle between Malaysia and Korea. The two cars behind the beautiful yellow car, ITM car of Brendan Leach. We're going to have that battle is going to continue for a while, isn't it? They look very evenly matched, Korea now, and then Malaysia. I think Korea got past, did he?
Yeah, Korea went up the inside of the hairpin.
So this is that part of the race, Nick, where you've had the false start, you've had the restart. Now they're into a rhythm. They've really got the feel going. You've got some heat into the tyres. You've got some speed in the cars. And now it's all about just maintaining the momentum. Halfway, 9 laps gone out of 20. 11, 10 to go, halfway mark.
Taylor Cockerton's having a go, or thinking of having a go. Calvin Ming as well towards the back of the field. The green car at the back with the green flashes. These two coming past the start-finish line now.
Still Marcus Armstrong, number 9, out in front, followed by 7, Richard Verschoor from the Netherlands. And then it's Robert Schwartzman from Russia. So New Zealand, Netherlands, Russia. We have James Poole, England and Singapore, and the Kiwi, Brendan Leach, international field, Korea from Ecuador, Malaysia from France, Cameron Dass from the US, Novalak, Yardley, Ming, Cockerton, and Harker's still out there as well, so he's circulating too.
Somebody's going to have to start making a move soon, because I think Marcus is just stretching that lead on Verschoor, and Verschoor is looking reasonably comfortable ahead of Schwartzman. Poole seems to have beaten off the challenge of Brendan Leach temporarily, and he's got away from the two behind him, so a bit of a stringy out in this last 1 or 2 laps.
So across the start-finish line, one more time for the 17-year-old from Canterbury, Marcus Armstrong. He's really onto that groove now. He's just doing the 119s flat, basically. He's found that limit and sitting on it. The only other one who's on the same sort of continual race pace was Robert Schwartzman, but he did a 119.5 now. So that's the reason why he's got a nice cushion, 1.7 seconds out in front, and once again controlling the race. Big gap between the top 3 too. In fact, the top 4 and 5.
I think that battle between Korea and Malaysia is not done yet. I just get the impression that Malaysia might be hanging back a little bit. I don't know. Although in the last race, Nick, didn't Korea came up from towards the back of the grid very well during the race, didn't they?
Yeah, exactly. And, you know, he's a guy with a fair bit of experience. He was teammates with Marcus last year in Europe in a Prima Power team in Formula 4. Had experience in GP3, done Formula 3 testing, and now he's out for TRS. So I'm sure he's a guy we've not really seen his best from yet, but he's another 4 weeks.
Another Canterbury driver in the field is number 5, Ryan Yardley, one of the late decisions to get into the TRS series, which has been great. Getting really good experience, getting out of the 86 winning car, the championship driver. He's in the black and blue number 5 FT50. Quick learning curve, as you say. It's almost like a vertical, or as Alistair Wooten was saying, you're getting out of that, and your learning curve is almost vertical, so it's like real quick.
Well, there's no real training for this, is there? You get out of an 86 car, if you've driven 86s, and you're straight into this. There's no, there's no simulated work that's going to help you. There's nothing. You just get in it and do it.
In fact, we've got the 2 guys from the 86 championship who were 1st and 2nd last year. Here they are in TRS, getting that steep learning curve. Lap times at the moment, Yardley 120 and Reid Harkin around about the 120 mark too. So,
albeit 2 laps adrift of the pack now.
Still out in front, Armstrong looking good, driving smooth and fast, showing that experience from being part of that driver academy with Ferrari. His ability to win championships, going from this place last year where he was 4th overall, picked up the first win in TRS, and then of course took the Italian title, the Formula 4 championship. Great experience in the German Formula 4 championship, and showing why he's learned from that experience last year and built on the performances and doing a good job out in front at the moment. Richard Bashaw was always going to be one of the main challenges. He was very impressive here last year. This race last year was obviously great performance from Daruvula that controlled the race and got the win. Then you had the likes of Bashaw here as well, and Marcus Armstrong too.
Bashaw's actually got a problem. He's slowing on the exit of the hairpin.
Leach and pull again, sorry. Leach and pull are battling again. Bashaw got a problem?
Yeah, so Bashaw's slowed down out of second, and now he looks... Is he back up to speed? No.
The Leach and pull battle is... that's going to end... Oh, I don't know. I won't say.
This will be for sure out of the race, which I feel sorry for him. He's done a pretty mega job this weekend. Obviously, good news for Marcus and Schwartzman, but
I wonder if it's a right rear problem.
Yeah.
It doesn't look as if it's handling perfectly well. I can't see any damage.
Well, this is going to be a big change in the championship, because remember, provisionally he was the leader in the championship going into this race, and he's coming into the pits. Oh, very quickly too.
Bit of a lock-up coming in there.
So we'll see if we get some reaction from Hayden Cook along pit lane to see why the second place man, Richard Bashaw, has he been the one to suffer that right rear problem? The left rear, is it? Right rear?
Maybe. So the team is straight on the car and they're looking... No, they're looking at the...
temperature related.
The engine cover's coming off, guys.
Yep.
Okay.
So that's the drama. That's a big change in the championship, and the change in fortunes in favour of the Kiwi. Out in front, Marcus Armstrong and Robert Schwartzman now will go up to second spot. James Poole will move up into third. Brendan Leach, he'll be happy if he can stay there. He might be able to get onto the podium if he can pull up and get past James Poole.
I think he'd be happier if he could get past him. He's tried every which way but loose so far.
Korea's behind him though, so he's doing his best to hold on to fourth at the moment. So now we've got 6 laps to go, so you never know, do you, till the fat lady sings. You've got to make sure you get down to that checkered flag and take it before you think about the actual result of the race.
Korea's put some distance between himself and Malaysi behind, so now he's going to have all sights aiming at Brendan right in front of him. In fact, he's getting really quite close down the straight here. And once again, he's driving outside of the normal slipstreaming window.
Further back down the field, it's 44. That's Calvin Ming and Taylor Cockerton having their own little private battle. So it's actually Harker and the likes of Yardley in front of them, even though it's not showing on the timing at the moment.
Guys, down here with Richard Bashaw, the only thing they're doing is blowing some cool air into their car and plugging in laptops. So it's an electrical issue. They reckon they might have it sorted. The engine cover's going back on again. They need to get this car back out there and salvage some points.
Well, that's good news for Richard Bashaw, because, yeah, he wants to keep circulating and get as many points as possible.
And we all know, all those of us who have dealt with cars, that an electrical issue is the worst thing you can have, because you never really know where it's going to appear next if it's an electrical gremlin. And there's... somebody went off in the dirt there. Who would that be? I think that was Correa went off in the dirt, and Malaysi got ahead of him, because the gap behind Brendan Leach now, the next one through should be Malaysi. It is. Correa went off in the dirt and lost a position to Malaysi.
I think another car sounds like it's got a coil issue down the front straight. I don't know who that is. Correa, maybe? Is that Korea?
Korea was the one that went off over there just now.
118.8, fastest time by Marcus Armstrong, so he's really picking up the speed and opening up a big gap. One of them's just gone off with a hairpin, just gone too wide there.
For sure. For sure was for sure.
Are you sure it's for sure?
For sure it's not there.
So we'll just double check as they come round. But Armstrong really has split them now. He's out by 3.7 seconds, especially because of the problem with for sure anyway, but the 1:18.8, so that's a real quick time. Remember the lap record here is 1:17.062 by Lance Stroll 2016. Probably a bit hot for that today. Armstrong down the line, crosses the start finish line. 1:19.3, 3 laps to go. Lead still 3.7 seconds. In third place, James Poole, being chased down by Brendan Leach. And it's 52, Malaysia. 17 is Novalak. 68, Korea. 28, Das. And it's Yardley, number 5. And it's Harker. Then we've got Bashur, that was the man having the problems. Followed by Kelvin Ming and Taylor Cockerton.
So what does your mind go to now, Nick, when you're at the front? You are Marcus Armstrong. You can look in the mirror and there's a distant spot, and you know that there's, what, 3-4 laps to do?
Thinking, how are you going to park your car in Parc Ferme?
Oh.
The way you take the steering wheel off.
And where's the coffee shop? Okay.
No, I would say, you know, he's so dominant today. He's pretty relaxed. Probably really enjoying driving right now. If you watch his lap times, he's been incredibly consistent this race, and for sure he's in a very good rhythm.
Showing why he's part of that Ferrari Driver Academy program, and certainly putting on a fantastic display of controlled speed here at the moment. So 2 laps to go now. Armstrong still out in front, grabbed the lead, took control of the race and said, follow me, boys. I am the man. And it's great to see a young Kiwi do that out here at the moment. 1:19.3 his last lap fastest, 1:18.8. The next quickest has been 1:19 by basically Robert Schwartzman.
Shaw's coming in again, guys.
I guess the problem was not cured by the team then for sure. So that electrical problem is still clearly hanging about. As Nick might have alluded to, it could be the coil. That's something that is, well, sometimes gets a bit overheated, Nick. Sometimes a bit slows you down a bit.
Number 15 on the screen at the moment, James Poole. He's being chased down by Brendan Leach because that's the only other position that potentially changed, and they raced towards the podium with a couple of laps to go, although James looks like he's got enough pull to maintain that gap and that advantage.
You want to bet, Clint, to see how many times you can say pull?
No, I'm just seeing if you pull one out of the bag. Brendan Leach, that is.
Vershaw is out of the car and straight back into the garage without taking the helmet off. He is a very unhappy boy.
I'm surprised about that. We're on the last lap now, and to complete the last lap, he would have picked up a few points there.
So disappointment for the young Dutchman, but at the moment it's the young Kiwi last lap. Remember the last time a New Zealander had their name on the Lady Wigram Trophy race. It was back in 2008 on the FT40, Earl Bamber. Before that, Daniel Gaunt, who's here today. At the moment, it's Marcus Armstrong. He's going to add his name to the list of names on the big silver trophy right in front of us as we speak. And he's doing it in style at the moment. A very impressive drive. There is the trophy, Lady Wigram Trophy. And they can start engraving that particular name because he's doing the business in front of his hometown fans in a great way to start the Castrol Toyota Racing Series. Had a chance last year, couldn't get it done. In fact, he had a terrible day in that race last year, but right now, right here, he is going to be the man. Marcus Armstrong, number 9, gets the win, takes the lead in the Castrol Toyota Racing Series and wins the Lady Wigram Trophy race in front of the hometown fans. That's a red and black performance. A great drive too. You've got to take your hat off to the young Kiwi. Robert Schwartzman coming home in second place from Russia, and it's going to be James Poole holding on to the podium spot in number 3. Brendan Leach in 4, second of the Kiwis. Malaysi, Novalak, Das, Correa, Yardley, Harker doing a good job, Ming, and then Cockerton. So now he can safely drive to the coffee shop and wave to the local fans here. Give him a round of applause as he goes past too, guys, because that's a great effort by the young Kiwi. A lot of pressure. We talked a bit about racing at home before, but Nick, you said you loved it. You rose to the occasion and enjoyed that challenge.
Yeah, look, you always love racing at home, and for Marcus, he's been perfect today. Managed both races incredibly well. Huge speed and good starts. So everything he needed, and quite deservingly has 2 hands on the Lady Wigram Trophy.
I think that battle between him and Schwartzman, teammates here, teammates of the Ferrari Driver Academy, similar looking cars, similar looking sized guys. I think that battle is going to continue all the way through the season. Obviously, there's going to be a lot of needle between them by the end of the season, I reckon.
And of course, Richard Deshore, I mean, like he came away actually this time last year with the lead in the series, even though Jayan Darubala from India took out the actual Lady Wigram Trophy, but he's going to be one of the contenders too. So those top 3 are certainly going to be up there contending for the overall title. But the first of the 5 big trophies goes the way of a Kiwi, which is what the Kiwi fans wanted to see. It's what the local fans wanted to see, but more importantly for Marcus Armstrong, after the disappointment of last year and his learning curve, it's what he wanted to see, what he wanted to feel, and now it's a huge sense of relief. I've got it done.
Yeah.
Here we go, rock and roll.
I think you can almost take that back to the very start, where Schwartzman just bogged down just for that half a second. And that was enough for Marcus to get a bit of a jump on him. And down the straight here, Marcus made sure that he was going to grab the inside track going into turn 1. So, yeah, I think it was won and lost at the start, you could say.
Well, it's one of those strange things, Nick, because you know about that. You've got 20 laps, but the winning and the losing, as we said, getting off to a good start with no drama, but also getting into that first corner if you can, in those positions. And turn 2 sometimes, he'll P2 sometimes.